Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us on our very first episode. You guys are going to be following us in our journey of becoming eBay resellers with the hopes of going full time. Who knows? We'd love to see that happen. But my name's John. That's Devin. And we are the Severe Thrifters. All right, episode 1. We are going to kind of introduce ourselves, but not in a way that you're typically used to hearing on podcasts. I think people go into their backgrounds and such, and we don't want to bore you with ours because we're boring people. And so I guess we just want to introduce you guys to maybe why we started doing our eBay reselling and how it all got started, really. And I think a lot of it comes down to Devin here bought a house, and it just happened to be off of a family where the mother had passed away.
In the house.
Oh, she passed away in the house.
In the house. A little spooky mansion.
Oh, yeah, we got to add the details. So she passed away in a house, in her bed. And, yeah, I think there was vomit stains on the wall.
Yeah, probably. On the floor still.
Or was
I
it
haven't
poop,
cleaned
or
it
was
up.
it vomit?
Both. A little bit of both.
Oh, God.
But,
okay,
so
wait.
I bought this house, and it is just to the brim of, I thought, junk. I mean, pictures, photos, wedding dresses,
Lots of
clothes,
photos.
so many clothes.
Oh,
Her
and
dentures,
clothes.
we found her dentures.
Dentures, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. A few wheelchairs, some crutches and stuff. Well, most of it was trash, so we...
3
right
dumpsters
away,
later.
Yeah, right away got a big 14-yard dumpster and filled it up, and then we ordered 2 more and filled both of them up. And
So, I mean, remember, as we were going through everything in the house, we kind of said, okay, let's do a yard sale to try and make some of this money back, right?
yeah,
And we're like, let's set $1, what's the word I'm looking for here?
no clue.
A dollar amount, thank you, that anything that falls below that dollar amount, we're going to throw away. Anything above that, we'll save it for a garage sale. Remember that?
Yep.
And so what we started doing is just going around the house and like making piles of stuff for garage sale and everything else to the dumpster, right?
Yeah, and we filled those dumpsters up, within the day, normally we would get them.
God,
we would
yeah.
fill the dumpster.
Oh,
There's
so
so
much stuff.
And so we just started throwing stuff away. I mean, just throwing it away. We were starting to all get aggravated because, I mean, there was 6 of us here trying to pick it all up.
Stuff.
And so we just started taking stuff and just throwing it in the dumpster, glass and all. I mean, just pots, pans, anything that we found was just going in the trash.
Not to mention the fridge was still full. Keep in mind.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the house was still full of food.
I mean, they left it a mess. There was pizza in the oven. Do you remember that? There was still a pizza in the oven.
Which it didn't taste very good.
But we brought it all outside, got rid of it all, brought new stuff in, and then we finally had a garage sale. Took us a couple months before we got all that prepared.
Yeah.
But we had a garage sale, and it is all older, probably 70s, right? 60s, 70s type stuff.
Yeah, some earlier than that. Some was 50s, yeah.
And so we just had it all set out. We didn't really know what any of this stuff was worth. We didn't look into it all. We didn't even know what to look
detail,
into.
not to cut you off, sorry, but you got to keep in mind, everybody, that we had not done an eBay thing yet.
This is prior to.
There was a few things we knew about eBay. I've bought things on eBay before. I think Devin has.
Yep.
I don't even know. Have you ever sold anything on eBay prior to this point? Ever?
Not before this,
Yeah.
no.
And I had a few things, but I was more a buyer, I think, on eBay. That's what I wanted to say.
And so, I mean, like you said, we had no clue what. I didn't even know. I knew eBay was obviously a thing. Didn't know that you could really get into, looking them up and finding the sold comps and stuff like that. And we'll get into all that later. But, I mean, so we just started bringing it outside, putting dollar stickers on it. I mean, dollar to $5. I mean, literally anything that we found, dollar stickers. Doesn't matter what it was. We just started getting rid of stuff. Well, I had a guy about the second day came up to me, super nice guy. I mean, he bought something off me, probably got a steal of a deal on it.
Yeah, I remember this.
And then he came up to me later, and he actually came back, and he was buying this. He was buying the moose. He was going to buy the moose. He said he'd be back to buy a little rocking moose chair thing. And he came up to me and he was like, hey, just so you know that wicker chair you have sitting there is worth a lot of money. I said, what? I had a $15 sticker on it, I think. And he was like, yeah, that thing's worth a lot of money. I said, well, I mean, what, $20, $15, $20, something like that. He's like, no, $200-$300. I was like, no, you're kidding me now. So he pulls up on eBay, and he takes a picture of the chair, and it pulls up a bunch of wicker chairs, and he's scrolling through, and he ends up finding the chair that I have sold for $227. And that's where it all started.
Yeah, I remember you came over to me. Did you see how much this chair's worth? Because I think it was at Boca Raton. Is that what the type of chair it was? I mean, when you say wicker, some people think like the outdoor patio furniture, but this was like a
indoor wicker
more
chair.
of an indoor rocker, Boca Raton looking. It was a big chair too. I mean, it was not. You could lay all the way back in it and rock. Devin's eyes was like, man, we could maybe sell this, but I think you wanted to keep it, didn't you? Anyways,
I liked the chair. I never wanted to get rid of it, but I was like, I'll clear some space up. You know, this chair takes up a lot of room.
And then Devin really started. I didn't care at that point. You know, I was just like, whatever. You need to get rid of this stuff because you know I'm dad here. I'm like, get rid of this crap, man. We got 3 dumpsters already full. We need to get rid of stuff. And I don't care if it's $10. With the amount of stuff that you sell, if you sold it all for $1, you'd have $1,000 in your pocket. Yep. And so Devin starts just looking everything up. You started hey, this is worth this. This is worth this, and we never really gave it any thought. He's doing this, and we're still having the garage sale. And it wasn't until was it the Fenton Lady?
Oh, so the Fenton Lady, aka the neighbor across the street. She came over and she bought this milk glass pitcher from me, a white milk glass pitcher, and she told me, she said, how much you want for it? I said, I'll take $5 for it. So she handed me $5, and she goes back to her house and puts it all up and comes back, and she's just talking to me about certain things. I had no clue what Fenton glass was. I mean, she talked to me like I knew what it was, and I played along, but I had zero clue.
You were a bobblehead, right?
Yeah, I was just like, sounds good. Yeah, Fenton glass, cool. Well, she showed me still do have, an amber Fenton glass pitcher. No clue what it was. I think I had a $2 price tag on it. And she was like, oh, you could sell that for like $25, $30. And I was like, really? So, you know, we started looking, and I think that day that we had it on Friday. That would have been Saturday that happened, and Sunday was the last day.
Right.
So I sold a few Fenton pieces, had no clue what it was. Sold it to her. She probably got a really good deal, but she wasn't underpaying. She wasn't like, I'll give you $1 for it. You know, she was willing to pay some money for it. Well, she came back later the next day and told me that this amber glass, was it lamp? Like a two light bulb.
No, there was 2 of them.
Was there?
Yeah, she was talking about like the tabletop lamp.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember. Okay, yeah, there was a tabletop amber Fenton glass lamp. I can't remember the pattern on it. It was like the hobs and something. It was just like the little, looked like almost like little warts all over the whole glass. And she came back and she told me, she was like, oh, where's that lamp at? And I was, oh, what lamp? She was like, that one with like the glass on it. And I was like, oh yeah, I sold it to some guy earlier for like $2. I said, I was just trying to get rid of it. She said, oh, that thing just sold on eBay for $200 and some dollars.
I remember that, 200 and something, yeah.
Oh, and my heart shattered. I was like, oh, this guy got it for $2. I told him that he can have the matching lamp that goes with it for free. I was like, you can have the other one. So he got a really good deal. That's when we really started looking into everything.
Yeah.
We had a lot of stuff that we had no clue. I think both of us had a lot. You had stuff at your house that, I mean, you had no clue what it could have been worth.
Right, and you had that DVD VHS player. You had a thought that it was worth more because you had actually looked that up, and then that guy came to buy it, and he would not budge on what?
$5.
$5. And I was what'd you end up getting on him?
15? Yeah.
Which is still way lower.
Yep.
I mean, but the good thing about it, I think that makes you sleep a little better at night is we never tested it, right?
Yeah.
So we don't even know if it worked.
Yep.
But them things, well, now we'll get into that some other time, like what to be looking for electronic-wise, but he could have got way more for that than $15.
And I think he knew that, and that's why he was trying to stiff arm me with the $5 offer, and he wasn't. But he was like, oh, well, I can get them for cheaper.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, go get them for cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I think that whole experience of the garage sale was very eye-opening because we let a lot, I mean, we had antique Barbies and clothes that now that I know a little bit more about this eBay reselling, the clothes are worth more than the Barbies are. And we gave away, I mean, he got that whole thing for $5.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so many things here that I look back now that we sold in the garage sale are like, what were we thinking?
Makes me think of how many pieces of amber glass we threw in the dumpster.
You guys got to keep in mind that it wasn't just throwing the dumpster. We make games out of this.
Yeah,
we're trying to shatter it into as many pieces as we can, and we thought it was funny. And now we look back and we're like, where's the super glue? We need to put these babies back together because these are.
And I mean, we're not talking like 2 or 3 pieces. We're talking 2 or 3 Tupperware, like the 40-gallon Tupperwares, tubs
full
of glass.
And then there's more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I still have more.
Golly.
It's ridiculous how much glassware that they had that we had no clue what it was worth.
Yeah. And I think it's like the last day was a Sunday, and I believe like from noon to 3 we started like stiffening up on prices. Most people are like ready to give it away. We're like, no, we're not giving that away.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I think we had decided that, let's just list it on eBay. We don't know. Let's just try it. And I think that's kind of where it all started for you and me. And I know that you were overwhelmed because you still had a lot of stuff left over.
Yep.
And the thought of eBay reselling was cool, but how to do it was frustrating because it's like you really, yes, there's videos all over the place telling you how to sell on eBay, but until you actually dive in and do it, you realize how much time that you actually put into it.
Yeah.
And I think the funny thing is now you guys kind of have a little background on how we ended up like starting reselling, but honestly, it wasn't me. It was Devin. Devin was started. He still had a bunch of stuff left over from the garage sale, and we're like, well, just list on eBay. You never know what'll happen.
Yep.
And I think you started listing before October 1st, because that's
just
my
a couple
first
days.
listing.
Yeah, it wasn't too soon before.
And
that.
we didn't know about the whole buy it now process versus the auction. So he just put everything at auction, and he was having a hard time because he accidentally put some things for free shipping.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
And the auction would go for 99 cents, and then he has to ship it still. And
money.
He was paying people to take his stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we've got to change something here. This is not gonna work. So that was definitely an eye opener. There was, okay, hold on, let's for sure charge shipping now, because if you're only going to give it away for 99 cents, because that's a typical first bid is 99 cents, you've got to at least get your shipping out of it. Right? I mean, and how many of those did you think you sold that you end up losing money on?
At least 3 or 4 that I know of off the top of my head.
Yeah. that was crazy. If everybody could have seen the stuff that we pitched, sold for next to nothing, and then what you were left with, you would still find it hard to believe that we had 3 dumpster loads of stuff. This was a widowed little old lady. I mean, she was like in her late 80s.
We found like diaries and stuff from 1926, I think was the earliest one we found of like her talking about her life and stuff like that. So
super cool story. But I mean, it was totally a mess in here. Devin's telling me to quit rocking my chair back and forth.
It's not even a rocking chair. It's a dining room chair.
I know, but I can't help but not move.
There was so much stuff that we threw away that looking back at it, I'm like, wow, we could have gotten $20-$30 for it. Didn't even know what it was. I mean, there was boxes that we didn't even open.
That's right. We
just started throwing at the very end there, that last dumpster. We just started throwing stuff away
because we were like trying to get this house so he could move in because his lease, right? Because you were renting before your lease was about to expire, and you only had so much time before you had to be out. So we're like, we have got to get this house in shape.
Yeah,
because it was full. I mean, we wanted to paint a room.
Yeah,
like the master bedroom or whatnot, just to get them so they can get in, and it was just crazy. And I guess this will lead up to what I'm about to say right now: is if you're going to start eBay reselling, it's not hard to do. Don't think you need $1 million to start.
No.
Look around your frickin' house. We threw enough stuff away.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have had enough product. You'd have had 1,000 items easily listed. Now, to keep it free on eBay, they take their fees. We'll get into this another time, but you could list 250 items a month. Think about that. That's a lot of items every month.
Yeah.
You easily would have maxed that out. I mean, with the amount of stuff we threw away, holy crap. So just needless to say, what I'm trying to tell everybody is don't think you need $1,000 in the bank to start this.
Nope.
I guarantee if you get the mindset right now of, hey, you know what, this weekend I want to have a garage sale, I guarantee you could put together enough crap, and instead of having a garage sale, put it on eBay.
Oh, yeah. And there's stuff laying around your house that you've probably thrown away that you thought, like, oh, there ain't no way I'm getting money for that. Apple boxes.
Yep.
I mean, a couple bucks at least and shipping. I mean, heck, it's better than just throwing it away.
Parts of kitchen appliances.
Yeah.
You know, most people throw away a blender because, say, the pitcher broke or got a crack. Well, shoot, the little blade thing is worth money to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to think.
And that was the craziest thing starting all the eBay thing is how many people actually bought the stuff that I was putting on there. Because I was like, there's no way someone's going to buy this. I mean, there's no way. I mean, there's no way that people were going to buy her handmade hats. I thought for sure that those were not going to sell.
You had so many of
them. They were
them.
The ugliest hats I've ever seen.
How many you have left?
2.
Out of all those?
I've sold all but 2 of them.
Wow.
And I think one of them I just haven't listed, but that's because it's all ripped up and stuff. Oh. But, I mean, the ugliest handmade hats I've ever seen in my life.
Ugly to you.
And there are one specific size 22. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
But they
Is that around
are
your
selling,
head?
I guess so. Around her head?
I don't know.
Wasn't around our head.
Well, we tried to wear one of them, didn't we?
Yeah. The feather one, I put the feather one on. I mean, but hideous hats regardless, and I sold all of them for at least $5. I mean, plus shipping. So who's to say?
Okay, and at the garage sale, didn't you have the entire bag of all those?
And no one even grabbed them.
Nobody even looked at them.
Oh, is that
you
bag?
You would have gave them away.
Remember, we had that bag. We had a duffel bag full of purses.
Yes.
In the bottom of that bag, there was, and I was willing just to sell the whole duffel bag for like $5 just to get rid of everything. So Taylor went through and listed all the bags and stuff like that, put stickers on them, $1, $2, whatever. Well, we found one at the very bottom of this bag, a Vera Bradley, brand new with the retail tag still on it. Sells for $130.
Oh crap!
With the tag on it.
So this is brand new tags.
Brand new with tags, and it was at the bottom of this bag, and we had no clue. I mean, we were going to give it all away.
What'd you do with that?
I've yet to list it.
Oh, you haven't listed it?
Nope. I still have it.
Oh, and speaking of purses, and I know we're kind of going off on a tangent here, but didn't you have like some sort of gator skin or something purse? What was that?
Oh, yeah. It was a bass gator skin purse. I still have that on the eBay site. I haven't sold that yet.
It was like authentic gator.
There
right?
was.
That was part of that bag of stuff.
Yeah, it was just sitting in there. I think we had a $5 price tag on it. I looked it up, and there was 2 sold on eBay for, I want to say it was $70 or something like that. I think I sent you the picture of it, and it was like $75. So I've listed it for $20. It still hasn't sold. So if one of you want it, go ahead and pick it up now.
Severe Thrifters on eBay.
Go ahead.
Shameless plug here. Go to eBay. Severe Thrifters. Severe_Thrifters.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and go pick it up. Then there's, but yeah, I mean, like we said, there's so much stuff you can do. We've got 2 really big flea markets out here. Well, one's really big and the other one's smaller. The smaller one has a lot more garage sale type stuff. The big one has more China reselling type stuff. Like they bought 3,000 phone cases for a penny each, and they're selling it for $2 each now and stuff like that. You can go there and pick up, I mean, for $20.
Oh,
$20. You can go out there and pick up at least 2 or 3 things, if not one thing. That's $20, and make double, if not triple, your money. Double at least. I mean, that's what I look out for. I mean,
I'm a times 3.
You're times 3.
Well, because I understand the eBay fees now and the shipping and everything. So
it's what, like 10% or?
Yeah, it can be. It's pretty high. Just figure 10. I think it's actually sometimes it's 12.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty high. But I mean, I have. If you follow me on Instagram, Severe Thrifters, another shameless plug. I have a picture. I went to the flea market and spent $20, and I took a picture of the stuff that I got, and I could easily get $150 for everything.
Yep.
I mean, you wouldn't believe what we all would look at, like you're talking about with the hats, that is junk.
Yep.
But you got to understand that eBay, you're listing something that has the potential to reach 180 million shoppers. That's their customer base. You can never do that at a garage sale.
No.
I don't care where you live.
Doesn't matter.
You could be at Niagara Falls having a garage sale right there on the edge, and you're still not going to see that many people, But I think the misconception, I mean, I'm looking over here and I see your vacuum.
Yeah.
Just because you have a vacuum and it doesn't work anymore doesn't mean it's trash.
Yeah.
There might be a belt on there worth $4 or $5. The motor might be a wheel off the side. It's the weirdest thing what people will buy.
Yeah.
I mean, don't assume it's trash anymore.
Yeah.
Just don't. Yeah, I mean.
Might as well throw it up on eBay. I mean, the worst that happens is you make no money and someone pays the fees or whatever, takes it off your hand. You make, I mean, maybe a penny or two. If you sell it for 99 cents, they pay shipping. You're not really making much. I mean, but it's out of your hands. If anything, you got a little bit of money, and
you kept it out of landfill.
Exactly, it's going to someone who wants it, obviously.
And if you do it as a buy it now, it doesn't cost you anything, no matter how long it sits on there.
Yeah.
You know, nothing gets paid until somebody buys it. Yep. You know, if you do an auction, you know, you could make more money, you could make less money, but you have obviously you have like a 7-day span if that's what you wish to do, and you could sell your product faster if you do auctions.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be guaranteed that amount of money you think it's worth.
Yeah, you could make 99 cents, or you could make, you know, $50.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, needless to say, if anybody's listening that has maybe considered reselling some of their stuff, trust me, you've got enough stuff around the house to get you started. And that's again, that's how we got started, and really that's how Devin got started.
And you don't need anything fancy either.
No, exactly.
You can. I see a lot of pictures on eBay, and it kind of rubs me the wrong way of like the people who misspelled words. And the pictures of them in their garage, and you can see like their dog in the background, and like all the trash and stuff like that. It's like when you're shopping for a car. Like I'm sure if anyone's listening, I'm sure most people have shopped for a car and seen like the trash in the back seat or in the passenger or cup in the cup holder. It's like crazy. All it takes is 10 seconds to pull that stuff out. Take a picture. It looks 100 times better. Mm-hmm. And same for eBay. When I started, if you remember, I had a cooler. I've just got like an iPhone 11. That's all I use. I have a camera now.
And he's talking styrofoam cooler.
Yeah,
not like a Yeti.
Yeah,
he has this recycled styrofoam cooler.
Yeah, and I flipped it on its side, put the stuff inside, and used it for my first 20, 30?
Yeah. 20,
30 posts on eBay. I mean, that cooler paid for itself, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was free.
Yeah. It was in the house, actually. It's just getting rid of one more thing. So, and eventually what I ended up doing is I actually ran to Walmart, and I picked up a $10 light. It was a corded, like, for under cabinets and stuff. Uh-huh. And to get it done fast, I actually used a torch, and I burnt a hole in the top of the styrofoam cooler. Put the light in there. Turned the light on. And I made my own little light box.
And it worked, didn't it?
Literally for $10. Granted, you can probably buy a light box for about $10. But but I wanted to try it. And it worked. It worked out great. Now I've got an actual light box and it works even better. But, I mean, you can just take decent pictures and it'll sell. I'm a firm believer that a decent picture sells better than a crap picture.
And here's the thing. Don't go on eBay, and we're going to talk about this on another episode because we're probably getting close on time, about how to price your things. The last thing you want to do is go onto eBay and see prices of things that you have, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that was worth $1,000. It's not. Yeah. Just because it's listed like a Pokemon Oreo isn't going to sell for $28,000. Okay, exactly. Just because somebody lists it doesn't mean it's worth that. That's why there's, and we can discuss that another time on how you look up the sold, and those are the numbers you want to look at. But there's a lot into that too, and we'll talk about that later.
But I mean that's really the main thing today is just you can just pick up stuff around your house. I mean, knives. I don't know if eBay actually ships knives or not, but if they do, I'm sure they're worth some money.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I mean, I've got a drawer just full of kitchen utensils that have really never been used. I mean, used one time, and it's like, I don't know, they're just sitting in there taking up space. I mean, that's something you could sell. Really, there's anything. TV remotes.
Oh man, they're hot now.
Everyone's got a drawer of TV remotes.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know anyone that has I have one TV, and I still have a drawer of TV remotes, and I don't know how they're even there. Probably with the house. So.
I'm sure.
But I mean, there's so much stuff that you can find that you can sell. I actually work with a lady who picked up she went in her attic and found a Michael Myers poster.
That's sweet.
And it was all wrinkled up and ripped and stuff and posted on eBay. I think she ended up getting, I want to say she got $25 for it or something like that. And it's just, I mean, she just walked up in her attic and found it. It's just so, you can just find anything. Yes. You could literally pick stuff up for free. You go on Craigslist, Facebook.
Yep.
Drive down the road and see stuff on the curb. All that stuff, I mean, most of it's free, if not really cheap. And you can pick it up and sell it for, I mean, a good amount of money. And that's just on eBay. I mean, you can branch out and start doing couches and chairs.
Yeah, if you
and
wanted to go
stuff
big.
like that. Yeah, I mean that takes a lot more work.
And then
stuff.
I went to a garage sale just the other day, and there was a free box, and I started digging around in it, and it had one of these. It's called a travel clock. It's a vintage travel clock, and you wind up the clock, and it has an alarm, but then it folds up into like this plastic case.
Yeah.
And it was free. I was like, I'll take that. That's kind of cool. Never sold one. It's called West Clocks. It was made in Brazil. I'm like, I didn't know nothing about it. Didn't sold comp. It was free. I'm not going to get on my phone and look up something that's free. Well, I got it back. I'm in the office. I'm like, I'm going to list that. I sold that thing like 3 days later for $18.
Really?
Got it for free. And that's what I'm talking about. You just go to garage sales.
Yep.
I mean, your best buys, honestly, in my opinion, are garage sales.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because the people are just, most of the time, you will hit some people who are trying to make money at the garage sales, but most of the time they just want to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Flea markets would be number 2.
Yeah.
And then thrift stores, number 3, at least in our area, because they've really, really marked the prices up on things.
I'm convinced that Goodwill is going through and looking at eBay and trying to sell it for what eBay gets for it. But like, I mean, there's people like hopefully he'll get on a Zoom call with us one day. Harry Tornado.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Cool. But I mean, avid
Harry
watchers,
and Haley. Yeah.
Avid watchers. They have these Goodwill bins that they can go and pick shoes out for $1 a pound or something like that, or half price day is $1 a pound, I think, over there. We don't have that. They're not even anywhere around us.
It's Chattanooga, Nashville. I looked it up.
Yeah, I mean that's
a 4-hour drive.
Exactly. The closest thing we have to that is we do have an Amazon store thing where you can go and get their Amazon return stuff. And I mean that's still an hour and a half away from us. Almost 2 hours. So really, we have a few big thrift stores, and really not even that big. There's one of them, they're asking high dollar for their stuff. I mean, you can't go in there and
because honestly, we have 4 that are here local to us.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 different thrift stores. And he's right. 2 of them, the prices are absurd.
Yep.
Which I do find deals. I go there every day anyways, well, almost every day, because there are certain things that they didn't price right and I can get a good deal on. The other one, unfortunately, I'm going to say it, the Goodwill is a crap hole.
Yep.
The one that's here is mismanaged. I don't blame the workers. It is a crap, nasty, filthy.
And it's a huge, massive
building.
But they have like nothing in there, and there's only ever one employee. And it's like, I just know that they can't get everything done. There's no way that one employee can work the front and try to do. And everyone that's in that Goodwill is there trying to do the exact same thing we're trying to do.
Exactly.
And they are just grabbing cartloads of stuff, which I'm not against. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I personally, we have, what is that one? The LeConte.
LeConte's our probably best thrift store, honestly.
And it's a volunteer thrift store. And the ladies in there are always super nice. I mean, they're just always happy. I've never ran into one that's like upset.
Yeah, right.
And they're always trying to give stuff away to people who really need it. I mean, they're not ones that they've got big bins out front, just free. And like right now, it's getting kind of cold here. It's 40 degrees out. They've got coats out there for free. They've got blankets. They've got pillows. I mean, they've got stuff just in case someone. I mean, we don't really have a large homeless community, but if there was one and they needed something, they could go there and take it. And those ladies are more than welcome to help them out.
Yeah.
And I really like going to that one. They have the best selection of stuff, and their store is constantly completely full.
In our next podcast, I'll tell you a little story about a thrift store. It's
Lord.
a good one, but it won't be this one. It takes because I'm long-winded. Let's kind of do a quick recap. Look around your house. Look out in your garage. If you think it's trash, and I'm going to touch on something real quick. Just because it's broken doesn't mean it's not worth anything. You wouldn't believe the amount of parts that could be sold. So just because it's broken, say you have an old axe and the handle's broke, doesn't mean it's useless. Lots of people buy axe heads, right? I mean, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you find a piece of cast iron out there that's completely rusted over, do not discard that. There might be a lot of value there.
And we did that. We found
a
a little egg pan, and I knew nothing about cast irons. I was under the impression that it would have the name of the company on the bottom of the cast iron. And so it was unmarked. It was probably an unmarked Wagner because we found 2 more, and they were both unmarked Wagners.
Yeah.
And we just threw it. I mean, it was super rusted over. Wasn't pitted or anything bad. It was just rusted. It was just surface rust, which now I know is easy to clean. I actually took it and threw it in the dumpster, didn't think anything of it. Well, we ended up finding 2 more Wagoners. I started doing my research, and I was like, holy cow, these things sell for like $60, $70.
Whoops.
I was like, wow, okay, these things are kind of cool, And so I took a day, no, not even, a few hours, and cleaned up both of them really well. Seasoned them. The seasoning is what takes, obviously, the longest. It's crazy that you just find random stuff in your house, and I'm sure everyone has just random stuff in their house that they could sell. Hats. I'm sure everyone has
Clothes.
a hat or two.
Oh,
Closets.
come on. Closets. There is that whole half of your closet, I guarantee, that have been on the hanger so long, they get those little bumps in the shoulders because they've been sitting there so darn long. You guys know what I'm talking about.
They've got the 6 shirts that they have in rotation.
Mm-hmm. And mine are all gray.
Yep, and mine are all work
Mine are
shirts.
the 50 Shades of Gray.
So I'm sure you guys have at least something in there. I wouldn't say socks and underwear. I don't know if those sell.
People try it, but I wouldn't do it. That's creepy.
Yeah. Shirts and pants, stick to those. You can sell those.
Yep. Jackets, hats, baseball hats, even used ones. I sell the crap out of hats. It's something I kind of just fell into.
Yep.
I wear a hat every day. Another thing, I just sent one off to Puerto Rico. I mean,
really?
It's just, it's super cool. That just because I didn't like the hat, somebody else did. So needless to say, I think we were talking about where you can get, we call it sourcing items. And
what is that? I don't even know what sourcing is.
Sourcing is going out looking for goods to buy, to resell on eBay, or there's another platform called Mercari. You can sell clothes on Poshmark. There's a lot of avenues, but we're just going to strictly focus on our eBay reselling because that's the only one that we do is eBay. But they call it sourcing. You go out and find stuff for cheap to flip or resell on eBay. So it's sourcing. So if you're looking to source, look around your house first. Then go to garage sales. Then hit flea markets. Then go to thrift stores. I mean, there's so many avenues. You call your parents and say, can I look through the garage? Do you have anything you want to get rid of? You know what I mean? Yep. Don't just stop at your own house. If you've got a brother or a sister that owns a house, say, hey, can I scavenge through your freaking attic? Whatever. Yeah. Old board games sell. It's kids' toys sell. Don't assume that you have to have $1,000 in the bank to go buy stuff. You don't. Devin started. He had to have like $200,000 in the bank to get it.
I have a little bit more to get all that stuff. I haven't quite made it all back yet.
Still working on it, but
no. But I mean, like it was all stuff that was completely free to me once we moved in. Right. It was just, and I'm sure there was more stuff to be found. I'm sure there is more stuff to be found.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's little cubby holes somewhere around here.
And honestly, that thrill of the hunt, finding something new, for me, that's what, I know it sounds kind of weird, but I get my kicks off of it, is finding something, looking it up, trying to figure out what it is, seeing what they're selling for, and be like, holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
I did good,
Like the last YouTube video, right? Go ahead and you can watch it now if you want to. It's Severe Thrifters on YouTube. But we were walking around. It was the flea market. You didn't go to a thrift store in that one.
Just flea market. Yep.
Just the flea market. We found sewing machine, wasn't it?
The Singer sewing machine.
I mean, we walked by it, and it was. You gotta look because this lady was standing right in front of it, talking and just talking and talking and talking.
I never noticed it.
And he walked right by it. And I was like, hey, and he's like, what? And I'm like, well, let's go back here and look at this thing. So I'm pulling up what it sold for on eBay. And I mean, it's varying from $150 to $300,
right?
$350. And so, I mean, we were obviously talked to the lady. I think she ended up wanting way too much for it. Yeah, she wanted what you could sell it for on eBay. But yeah, I mean, it was fun to like walk past it and see it and be like, oh, that's something like we need to look up. And I don't know if it was like, I think originally a year ago, I would have been like, whatever. I just walked right by it. I would never even looked at it. Never would have thought about it. Now, once you do it for even just a month, you start looking at stuff and you're like, oh, I bet I could sell that on eBay.
It does change your perspective.
I walk into, like a grocery store or something, like not necessarily a grocery store, like Walmart or, Walgreens or something like that, and they all have exclusive stuff, like the freaking Squishmallows.
Those darn things.
Stupid Squishmallows, and people are paying crazy amounts of money for them. I mean, they are. I mean, you can buy them for $16, and they end up selling for
$50.
Yeah, $62.
Cheesy Pete's.
$62.
Now, and that's retail arbitrage, and we'll talk about that in another episode at some point. But this is super exciting to me. I love this so much. Now, I don't want to get into too much. We'll just save that for the next episode.
Yeah, we've got 2.
Yeah.
So we could always do a second one or a third one.
Yeah, but
which we will.
And we'll go into how I got started on the next one.
Yeah.
This is how Devin got started.
Yep.
And then we'll go into on the next episode, we'll touch base with you on why I got started doing it. Because my background's construction. So this was far-fetched for me, as far as what I'm doing. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know we kind of ramble on, but that's just kind of what we wanted to do, isn't it? We wanted to make it to where if you guys just driving, sitting in traffic, or you're on your lunch break or something, you just turn the podcast on and just listen, and you don't have to really focus. You can just kind of listen to what we're saying, and if you enjoy it, we'd appreciate a like for darn sure.
Well, I don't think you can like
how do you like podcasts?
I don't think that's the thing.
What do you do on podcasts?
I don't think you like them.
You just get views?
Yeah. Yep.
See how much I know about these?
Yeah.
If you guys could see him right now laughing
if you figure out a way to like the podcast, let me know.
Well, can you comment on a podcast?
No.
What can you freaking do on a podcast?
Listen to it.
Just
the
listen?
whole reason of a podcast
okay.
is just to listen. But feel free to go over to Instagram, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube.
So Instagram handle is @SevereThrifters. Severe, not like a severe thunderstorm, but severe like the county we live in, which is Sevier. Sevier County, Tennessee. We're in East Tennessee, so it's Severe Thrifters. And on eBay, it's Severe_Thrifters. Severe, Sevier. Not severe, like severe thunderstorm.
Yeah.
But
same for YouTube. Severe Thrifters. Go over there. If you have questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you got a comment or something, please.
We're not like, we don't have thousands of followers, so it's not like we're not going to be able to answer.
We have 2. I have Devin and Taylor, and Devin has me. So
but yeah, feel free to, ask some questions. I mean, we haven't been doing it for too long, but I feel like we're pretty knowledgeable so far on the stuff we've done. I mean, there's always something to learn. There's always something else I can learn, and if you have advice, shoot us advice. I mean,
heck yeah. Yeah, I mean
you can shoot me hate if you want to. I'm probably just not going to care for it, but
troll us, man. I don't care.
I don't
Bring
care.
it.
You're giving me the view. It doesn't bother me.
Bring
at all.
it. Yeah, hate on me. As long as you're watching, hate on me.
Go for it. But yeah, ask questions. I mean, that's probably another big thing too.
We never touched on that, but you're right.
Asking questions.
Ask questions and watch a lot of video.
Yeah.
It's a huge. There's a huge reseller community.
Yeah, YouTube alone, you can figure out just about anything, and especially with eBay reselling. I mean, there's millions of videos. I mean, every day they're getting uploaded. That is just talking about. I mean, what you can do differently, how to get people to look at it, what to sell it for, what you should price it at.
And what's crazy is you have all these different channels on YouTube to watch these videos, and everybody seems to be buying different things. Yeah. So it's not like you watch 5 videos and all 5 people, these resellers, are selling the same item.
Yeah,
it is
buying shoes.
Yeah, it is. They'll buy shoes. Like, everyone buys shoes, right? But no 2 reseller is buying just this particular style of Nikes.
Yeah.
There's so many brands out there to be looking out for. I had no idea until we started watching videos.
Well, there's even like certain things that you buy that I'm like, whatever. But I'll stick to the stuff I buy. It's like
you'll find a niche.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone has, and it's weird stuff too. Like, I am not the type of person to like glassware, but when I walk past like a Fenton glass piece for cheap, I'm like, wow, I know what that is.
Yeah.
And it turns my head a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've smashed tons of those.
Yeah, it gets me real excited. But then there's certain things that he'll walk past, and it's like, did you end up picking up that Donald Duck?
I didn't. I should have.
You should have.
I sold comped after we left.
You should have. But there was a little Donald Duck toy. Never picked it up. Shame on him.
The Salem hat. You wouldn't have thought twice of buying that.
No.
That green Salem hat.
Nope. I'd have walked right past it. Never would have looked at it.
Like $18. They wanted $1.
Yep. See.
I mean it's
You could, and then you got that charger with it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I mean, there's just so much stuff that you can buy and sell, and different things you'll fall into, different things you already know about that you'll find and be like, oh, like that. I know what this is. This famous person that no one else knows of made this or something like that.
Right,
I mean, just weird stuff that you'll find and sell and know the most about. I mean, that's when I'm looking at stuff to sell or buy on eBay, I like finding the stuff that people are knowledgeable about, because then it kind of gives me like, oh, I can put that in my description and say like, oh, this is what this is.
Yeah.
And then when people view it, they're like, oh, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, use your strengths.
Yeah.
The things that you are passionate about. If you collected Star Wars, then focus on Star Wars. Don't limit yourself just to Star Wars, but use that as your driving force. See what I use there? Force? Star Wars.
Never watched it.
The Force, Devin?
Never watched Star Wars.
Oh, man. Okay, maybe it was just an...
Next podcast, we're just going to watch Star Wars. And you're
No, we're not.
just gonna,
I'm not a big fan.
You're just going to listen
Might
to
as well watch NASCAR. I don't know. But, again, we're going to wrap this thing up. I hope everybody enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
First one was I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, first one's the hardest one, I think. Because we're going to see how the editing goes.
No, that's going to be... We're not going to see how the editing goes. I'm going to see how the editing goes.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes.
He will see the final product.
Yeah. But I think it's, for us, our strategy, if you want to call it that, was more or less just talk about the eBay reselling and two guys chatting about how they got started and the things that they're doing to make it work for them. And not really have too much structure. I don't want to sit here and just throw numbers at you. I want you to kind of understand we're normal people just like you. We are no different.
You start throwing stuff at people and they don't even know what it means. It's like, that's useless to me.
Lose interest.
Yep. But
consistency. I list 5 things every single day. Every single day. And I'm going to bump it up to 8 now. But
when you have the stuff, you bump it up. If you don't have the stuff, even if it's just 2 a day. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We'll probably talk more about that. This week was more introducing
you to the world of
next
eBay
one,
reselling.
I guess next one will be more introduction of you.
Of me. Yeah, I get to do all the talking then.
Yay.
Again.
Yeah. And then we'll probably hit on some of the stuff that we talked about like this time too.
Yeah, we'll go off on a tangent
we'll go
for
off
sure.
Again. I'm surprised we haven't gone off.
We actually stayed pretty good.
That was pretty
normally
impressive.
I go full circle.
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't make it into where he used to live and what he did when he was 8.
Hash browns and eggs?
Yeah, exactly. Look out for the next podcast, next video. Most of the stuff we're going to talk about, I think here in the future, we're going to talk about more. We're going to go over the video and talk about the stuff we bought, the stuff we didn't.
Yeah, he's referring to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have YouTube videos going, and then we'll start to discuss in the podcast kind of what happened in those videos and how much money was made and how we kind of went about in the making of that video. So, stay tuned. Thanks again, everybody. My name's John.
And I guess I'm Devin.
I guess you are. And we're the Severe Thrifters, and we are going to take off because I want to go hit a thrift store.